हरि ओम नमो नमः सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतं प्रार्थनां कुर्मः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। अद्य तुमन क्त्वा ल्यप् इत्येतेषां विषये यत् पुस्तके लिखितं तत् पठामः. Whatever is written in the book, that we will do the study of it. First of all, tumun and ktva. These suffixes are added to the roots. Roots ityasya dhatavah ityarthah. Dhatubhyah ete yuchyante. The resultant words do not change form based on gender and number. Yat nishpadyate tat padam कीदृशं भवति नाम तत् अव्ययं भवति. तेन लिंगे वचने च परिवर्तनं न भवति. एते शब्दाः अव्ययानि एतानि पदानि अव्ययानि भवन्ति. एते शब्दाः अव्ययशब्दाः वर्तन्ते येषां लिंगरूपेण वचनरूपेण पुनः परिवर्तनं न भवति. Hence they are indeclinables. एतेषां रूपाणि न सन्ति. Indeclinable इति टेक्निकल पदं पारिभाषिक पदं वर्तते अव्ययम् इति. They are called kridanta avyayas, indeclinable participles. So what is a participle? Participle has its base in the root and then its resultant is a noun. Noun or a, like here we see in this case, indeclinable. Okay, something which is like a verb but not a complete verb. So they are called participles. Okay, so first we will observe tumun pratyaya. This pratyaya is used with the root to indicate purpose or use. Normally it is used in the sense of dative case. So tumun is a pratyaya. Ayam pratyayah chaturthi arthe bhavati. Okay, dative case is chaturthi vibhakti. So it is used in the sense of dative case. It's not dative case, but it is serving the same purpose as dative case. But we see that by usage, there are many areas, many other areas than just chaturthi vibhakti. But I have seen in the literature that they are both are interchangeable. Okay, sometimes we can change the tumun to chaturthi. Okay, sometimes, but not always. It's not a universal thing that okay, both mean the same, then let's exchange each other. No, it's not possible. So some places we can also express the tumun pratyaya through the dative case, but not all dative cases we can change it. For example, Ramaya Namaha. So how will you change it to tumun? Ramaya Namaha. Rama is not a verb, isn't it? It's a noun. That is it. But how you know the work action words are taken. Like I am going to eat. Okay, I am going somewhere to eat. So that we will change it into noun form. Action nouns. So some action words, when they are changed to noun form, that will get the chaturthi. How will we Like it's used in the sense of dative, and you can actually use the dative directly. How is it possible? So khadanaya gacchami, khaditum gacchami, khadanaya gacchami. So khadanam is like bhakshanaya gacchami. I'm going to eat. So the to eat is bhakshanaya, it's dative. Bhakshitum gacchami, khaditum gacchami. That kind of usages are there. So please remember the action word, the verb. The verb in used as a noun, khadanam. Then action actually. Okay, hasanam, smiling. Okay, hasanam. Right? So like that. So that will get a chaturthi. Right? So an example they are showing kr plus tumun is kartum. Okay, kartum. So what is the meaning of kr? Any one of you can tell. What is the meaning of kr and what is the meaning of kartum? You can, anyone can tell.
To do. Just to do.
Kr is to do, correct.
Yeah.
Kartum is to do.
Kru is to do, kartum is to do. What is the difference?
Having
Kru
done.
is dhatu, right? And kartum is avyayam.
Kartum is aware, correct. But I'm asking, like you said, to do. Kartum is also to do, kru is also to do. What is the difference, I ask?
The action of doing.
Yeah.
Having done.
So we are, when we say kr to do, we are naming a verb. That is the notion how we name a verb in the English language. Okay, so to do is how you put a verb in. So it's naming a verb. But when you say kartum, to do is the action, is the actual activity where this pratyaya is working. That is the difference. Okay, did you follow me? To do means in English to infinitive. We use because there is no other way of putting a verb in English, because many forms like I go, you go, we go, they go. So if we say go, then nobody, then go, you go, like that it will mean imperative like. So I go is present tense, you go is present tense, you go is imperative. So all these will come. I have no other way to tell a verb, tell a verbal root. Okay, to tell that this verb I am using, there is nothing else. That's why I said it is a verb to go. Okay, it's not, it's a verb to eat, to go. So we put to that. It's not an action there. Okay, it's not doing any action, just denoting the or naming the verb, verbal base. Okay, so when we put to a verb in English, it becomes a dhatu. Okay, so in the kartum, we are actually using the pratyaya. That to is used to denote some action, not just name the verb. Okay, so kartum.
Maybe we can say for doing, right? Kartum, for doing, for executing.
Yes, that also we can say. To do, for also we can say. For is like dative sense. So that we can take. Yes, sure. Yes. So Madhavi Bhagini will tell what is gamtum.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Gam is to go. Gantum is the action of going.
For going. Okay, let us take that for
action for going.
For going. Okay. So now we will also discuss about the form. Okay. So what do you observe in kr changing to kartum? What exactly has happened there? Jayam ji, please tell. When kr changed to kartum, what is the change that you observe in the shabda?
Yeah. Ram.
Kr.
You want me to say krituman, kartum?
Yeah. What is the change?
Kri is action, doing. Tuman pratyaya came as a kartum, for doing. I was thinking about having done, to be done.
No, not to be done. No, not to be done. For doing is the correct one.
For
Not-
doing. Okay. Okay. For doing.
Ah.
Kartum. For doing.
To be done is kartavyam, that will come in tavyat and all others. It's
Oh,
not.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
So I'm just asking the structural change in the word level, not at the meaning level, not on the semantics. This question is on the word structure, morphology I'm asking. So somebody answered in the chat. Yes, that is the answer. The r changes to ar. Okay, so kar. The guna has happened. Okay, so in the tumun, actually these things nobody explained. Okay, so nobody very clearly explained them in the beginning level because it's like a challenge. But I prefer to tell my students about certain small tricks and techniques so that they can follow the pattern and easily reach out for the forms, though they feel initially a little tough, but it will be helpful. Okay, and in the second thing, what happened? Kr is a r ending dhatu, that's why kartum, kr, kar has happened. And what do you observe in gam tumun? What has happened? So Prajna Bhagini will tell.
Numagama.
तकारस्य अनुनासिकाक्षर आगतमस्ति
Takara? No, Takara did not change.
अनुनासिका
Mhm.
गन्तुं मकार
Tavargasya Anunasika.
वर्गस्य अन्त
Varga Panchamaksharah Aksharam. Astu. Kasmin sthane, in which place?
मकारस्य स्थाने
Makarasya sthane. Okay, that's okay. All the ma ending dhatus might be changing to na before the ta. Because tumun is tavarga. Okay, and what? Oh, I did not tell you, right? Tumun, un goes away and tum is the staying one. The working part of tumun is just tum. Okay, so tum is the one which is working, right? So, so can you tell us which verbs will be subject to guna and which? So guna is generally occurring at the place of e, u, and ru. That's all. So whichever dhatus have got e, u, ru will change to guna. Will take their gunas. If it is e ending or e having it inside the as a constituent part. If it is a halanta dhatu, e should be there inside like that. Like chetum vyavasita vayam chetum bhetum. So that bhed changes to bhetum like that. Okay. So these are the places. I answered the question. It's not numagama, Swaminathan ji. It's not numagama. It's the ma changing to na on seeing ta. Okay. So on seeing ta, it changes to.
Yeah, I found out. I noticed it after putting it on the chat. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Okay. Next question is for Nataraja ji. Nataraj Bhrata, please tell. Pat tumun. What do you observe in this?
Pat plus tumun patitum. Ikara is.
Ikara has come. Very nice. Yes. Pat tumun. So pat plus tum, pat plus e plus tum, patitum. Okay. So some e has come extra. So for some dhatus e comes. I don't know the the rules exactly for where e comes, where e does not come, but I'll give you one technique.
So it's a idagama, I mean?
The dhatu pata will give you something called sate. You know, sate. So it's not the Sethji wala sate. Okay, Sethji kaise hain? It's not that Sethji. Okay, that is sate. Ha, Shreshti. The Shreshti gives the sate. Okay, so it's not the sate, but it's sate. Okay, so sa it, which has the idagama, and idagama is a very complicated topic. Let's not go into it. Okay, so let's just take the clue that for some dhatus e comes. Where it comes, where it does not come, let's not bother about it. Just observe it. Just silently observe. And the best way in this in this stage is to take a book which enlists some normally used dhatus with the tumun forms, etc. Okay, any beginner's book like Rupa Chandrika, Anuvada, Pradeepa, some kind of books are there. No, not Anuvada Pradeepa is this book. Anuvada Chandrika, sorry. Anuvada Chandrika book, Praudharachna, Anuvada, Kaumudi books. Such books give us, like, I don't know if they are in the Rupa Chandrika and all. They only give Shabdas and Dhatus. But later stages later stages forms are given in Anuvada Chandrika kind of books. Okay, in that. Can we use Nash as an example? What will happen to it? Let us see. Let us see what happens. Okay, we'll go slowly. Right. Next is for Parul Bhagini. Bhaksh plus tumun.
Bhakshayitum. Bhaksha.
There is something else coming. I don't know why this comes. I'm not very good expert in Vyakarana and all. But okay, this is one more case. So as you see how they have arranged the dhatus, they're slowly showing you all the variations. Okay, so kartum has the guna. Gantum, the letter has changed. Patitum and e has come extra. Agama is something that comes extra. Okay, and bhaksha is ai has come. Okay, bhakshayitum. Then lik.
Can you not use bhakshitum?
That is what I don't know. Maybe it's because of the 10th gana effect. I'm not sure. I have to check this. I'm not very good expert in Vyakarana. I'm sorry, I didn't check this point actually. I had a doubt myself. I found this, like which take these, which don't take these. That I was a little like I can check it. I'll try to answer in the next class. I'll try to find the answer and I'll try to give you. Okay. Right. Next, likh dhatu. Yeah, Kanchanadamji, you can try.
Bhaksha is 10 gana. Bhakshayitum.
Yeah, that's what. I don't know if all the 10th gana will get this or not. I have to check it. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Because of the 10th gana effect, then we have to cross check with all the other 10th gana dhatus. It should be kshalayitum, chorayitum. If it is happening with every 10th gana dhatu, then we can attribute it to 10th gana effect. Okay. That was what I meant.
It's more like a Nijanta, you mean, or?
Yeah, that Nijanta effect, I think. I don't know. I'm not very this thing.
Kshamyata Mahoday. Bhakshati asti va bhakshayati asti va?
Bhakshayati. But it has nothing to do with the first form. Tumun has nothing to do with first form. Okay. So it's bhakshayati.
So I just looked up one of the resources. It says Bhaksh will become Bhakshitum if you decline it in class 1. If you go to class 10, it will be Bhakshayitum.
Yeah, maybe the class 10 effect. I don't know. Why is it happening with only class 10? Why not with other classes? I'm not sure why.
No, because class 10 you automatically add a year. So the root.
Vikaran aya hai na. Vikaran aya.
For others, correct. For others also they have got Vikarana Pratyaya. It's not about Vikarana Pratyaya, I think. It's about something else. Let us examine it later. Okay. So just observe. We will observe. We will not discuss the Vyakarana points at all. We will try to just observe what is happening to the form. At that stage, I can handle, because later grammatical details and all, by this sutra it happens. This is cutting. Is all the time. I'm not very comfortable with that area. Let's see. Okay, I go by more like forms and I go by more patterns and all these kinds of. And I encourage my students to go the same way. Okay. Though we can have some doubts, of course, you can always express them. Then the next one is for Ganesh ji. Lekhitum. Lik plus tuman. Lekhitum. What do you observe? What happened? Ganesh ji, you are not there. Okay, Abhijit ji, you answer. Lik plus tumun.
So we observe guna of li, li, and then because it's sit, it has become lekhitum.
Correct. There is a guna and there is an idagama also. Okay. Good. Fine. So next, tumun pratyaya. Example. So kr plus tumun kartum, to do, or as we thought, for doing. Gam plus tumun gantum, to go. Pat plus tumun patitum, to read. Bhaksha plus tumun bhakshaitum, for eating. Likh plus tumun lekhitum, for writing. Okay, thus we complete the tum. Now we will enter tva pratyaya. Tva is yet another idea. We have discussed something about it in the previous sessions. Okay. So this suffix is added to the root of the first action when more than one action is referred into in serial order. Nice way of putting it. There are two actions done. Okay. First one is eating and then sleeping. Okay. We will sleep after we eat. First action is not sleeping but eating. Second action is sleeping. Okay. So there are two actions. Now the first one is eating. So that will get this tva. Okay, bhuktva shaye. I sleep after I eat. Okay, after I ate. Having eaten, I sleep. So after is the way in English puts it, and in Sanskritam idiom, like towards the Sanskrit expression, we use having done. Having done with eating, like that also we can say having eaten. Okay, having completed eating, we just go to sleep. That is how the sentence structure is formed. So for that, there is a katva. In childhood, I used to say katva, katva. For a long time, I used to say katva. Nobody taught, like in the book, who teaches? Who sits and teaches? We have to find answers. It was like that. Though it is there in the school age, they only teach the lessons, they tell the question answers, they give a guide to follow. That's done. Their job is done. But when I then came across some books, somebody told, somebody guided, read this, read that, then slowly. So I used to read it as katva, katva. So I saw some other people also saying it. I get my memories of my childhood. Okay, so it's not katva, it's ktva, ktva. Just say k and tva, ktva. So the k will drop off. Of course, the usable part is just tva. Okay, so whatever is there. So remember, whenever you see a pratyaya, start associating with its sound. That is a very good way of learning pratyayas. Okay, what you should do is observe with what element it is adding to the dhatu. Okay, so ktva is the what you read, but ka drops off. Ta comes into picture. Again, the dhatu's ending and this pratyaya's beginning will come into picture. These two meet. So all ta related games will be played. Okay, all ta related magics will happen here. Okay, so ta will affect the previous letter like gum. When gum had tum, then the ma changed it to na after seeing ta. Okay, so it becomes gannatum. So there is a change in that, and it is happening only because of the ta letter. Okay, so this is what we have to observe. And do you observe one thing? Kartum. The first dhatu given in tumun was kr and tumun. It was kartum. But kr and tva is not kartva. There is no kartva. So these observations you should always make. One thing you learn and the next thing which comes your way, you can just compare and contrast for a more clarity. What process is happening here? What do you know? You know Krutva is having done. But you know what happens? When we don't learn to go by structures, we miss lot of information. That's what happens. Huh? You know, people tell, there is a comment that people tell, just as a matter of fact way I'm telling, people have a wrong notion that, you know, Videshis, those people are learning with great interest. You know, they have so many questions, this, that. But for us, what happens, you know, what's the difference between us and Videshis is, Videshis, I'm not talking about NRIs, non-resident Indians. I'm talking about directly non-Indians, totally non-Indians, totally non-Sanskritis, nothing, no background in common. Those people, when they learn Sanskrit, they raise questions. They want to learn from the basic things, and that helps us to, their questions help us to dig deeper. We don't ask questions because we understand a lot of things unsaid. They don't look for those concepts, are not looking for an explanation within us. That's why what happens, we suddenly take the idea. We don't bother. So we should learn to get bothered now. That is a new skill we should get to. Even though we know, are we missing something here? That kind of one small checkpoint you put before you go ahead. So you have just before read kartum, now you are reading kritva. Very sweetly you take it off. I mean, you just receive it. I mean, you just accept it just like that. But you should not do that. Compare it with tumun or other pratyaya that you have just learned. Why it happened is a different question. Why there is no answer for why, or sometimes there is an answer which doesn't help us. But only it is happening, that itself is a very good sign that you have observed it. So kritva, there is no kartva. Okay. Then gam tva. Now what is happening? Gam tva.
After going, right?
Like meaning is having gone.
Right. Bhagini, I have one question. When you use the word having gone or having done, is it better to use something like Shatru or some other pratyaya, the translation, as against here it should be after doing that, right? So essentially, the having
done is a perfect sense which will suit this usage.
Right.
Okay, so it is having done. We are also using the participle form there.
Right.
So it doesn't give any present sense. Okay, so it will give past sense only, even when they say having done. That's how I am taught. I'm not able to think differently. Right. After is also okay. That's what I gave you option. Right. Like by the English idiom, after will look very good, but you have to put it at the end. You know, I went to sleep after I ate. You cannot say after eating, I went to sleep. With after, I don't know whether you can begin the sentence or not, because whenever I begin in the MS Word, it just puts a red line. I'm not happy with that. So I don't know if I can do that before Correct. And after. Okay.
But now in the exam, how do they evaluate? Both possibilities are good. After eating, I went to school, or I went to school after finishing my food or something other. So is that do they have an exact translation? I don't know. I mean, this is more of a question and comment, so observation.
I want to say one thing, like Indian English has got some standards in the world. Okay, right. So in the computer, in the in the MS Office and all these, we find an option like English bracket India, that I like a lot. English England and English from the US English, in India English. So according to Indian English, we can say after eating, we will begin the sentence with after. We can take that liberty. Okay, we'll do that. So with pride we can use.
Dhanyavada.
So that will solve some issues, and the teacher will be comfortable while checking. I'm also thinking from the teacher's point of view. Who will be the checking? I mean, not the teacher, but the one who corrects the paper. I'm also analyze somebody who is like marking you. So that person also will feel comfortable. Okay, this person has got a idea of what it is. So you can use it. Okay, after eating.
Samatha Mahodaya, I have a doubt. This kru plus twa equal to kritva. When we say this kru, can we learn to say it in Sanskrit like how, like we say bhu sattayam? So can we say kru dukrin karne? Can we say like that?
Actually, that is the right way of saying it, Bhagini. Very nice thing. Dhatus all should be identified with their Pandiniya Dhatu Patha forms. That's a very good practice. If you can do Gamlugatav, along with its Sanya, along with all the information, if you learn, from the beginning, we were not taught like that. I came from like schooling, Sanskrit came to me. It's not through the Oriental studies that I was into Sanskrit. So Oriental students have this advantage. They are introduced into the Shastric way of learning. And I think they are one step ahead in this dealing with that, traditionally dealing. So it's best way. Dukrui karane, telling the dhatu ne, gamlugatav, patha, then vadavyaktyam vachi. Okay,
vadavyaktyam.
Or something is like that. Okay, you can do that. As many as you can remember.
Okay. Astu. Dhanyavada.
And that will save you from some confusions also. So there are ava or some dhatu kshipa, kshepane is there, and some other also asasa bhubi is there, asa kshepane is there. So it will avoid that confusion also.
Yes.
Durain
Thank you.
janema. Durain danema.
Huh?
Durain dane.
Do Dani. Correct. Dani, correct.
Favorite.
Okay. My favorite is Gamlagato. Something that keeps moving you. Okay. Nice. So Jagat is because of gum, that thing. Okay. Next, is for Hemalata Bhagini. Pat Tva. So what do you observe here about the form? Just tell the meaning and we can do it.
Ikara pat plus. So the E is introduced in the Ikara is introduced in the Patitva.
Patitva. What does that mean? Patitva means?
Bhagini, I don't know. I'm still struggling.
Two ways, Bhagini. Okay, we have done two ways of putting it. Having done that action is one way. After doing the action is second way. Okay, so first way.
Having studied.
Correct.
It doesn't sound right, no, Bhagini. Having studied.
See, I was introduced this in the early age, so I thought this is okay. Having studied, I went to sleep. It's okay.
Yeah, having studied. Okay.
And the second way is after studying, I went to sleep. Okay.
After studying, I went to sleep.
Good.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Please tell.
Because Patitva, having studied, we are using. So, if is there any other word we can use after study?
After studying, you want any other expression than that?
Yeah, there is, I think, isn't it, ma'am?
If there is a
Patitva, then you have to go to.
So I have to go and check practically the English translations where Kale have attempted.
I think we can use this way, no? That I had my lunch after studying. How is that sounding?
That's what that firstness is not coming, na.
Yes.
We discussed about it. According to English idiom, that is good, but the Sanskrit effect doesn't come. That we essentially say it is the first action that we completed. Okay, just let me check if he has given Ktva. He has not given. He will not give Gatva, etc. forms, and that's the problem with him. He'll give only accomplished words. So, okay, Agam, Gatva. It doesn't give the translation of the examples again. If in the examples it is there, he doesn't give. So I'll check with Kale. Okay, in the Kale Hitopadesha, I have got his translation. If anywhere this Ktva comes, how is he translating? I'll observe. Okay, I'll write this point down. So Kale translation for Ktva. Okay, examples. I'll just go through, and if I find any, I'll bring. Okay.
Ma'am, sorry. Aham tva sarva papebhyah. That tva is something similar here.
No. You tell me. You tell.
That tva is twam or something like that.
That's the variant of twam.
Variant of.
Okay. Ma, twam, twa. They are the optional forms. Okay. Vikalpa. Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Next, Bhakshayitva. So Sitaramanji, you can tell. Bhakshayitva. What is the meaning? You can tell. That's okay, we can directly see in this book also. In the exercise, I try to see what he has given sentences. Having come, having written. This book also uses the same thing. Okay. This Anuvada Pradeepa translation I am seeing now. He also uses the same thing, having. The next page it will come. Right. Annie Bhagini, if you want, you can tell the meaning of this Bhakshayitva.
Bhakshayitva, having eaten. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Having eaten or after eating.
After eating, correct. Good. Then Next, Pola Subbarao-ji, please tell. Lik plus ktva.
Likhitva.
Likhitva. So we don't see the lekhitva, isn't it? Lekh is not happening in this case.
But it is, in the book it is given.
Pardon?
In the book it is given likhitva, likhitva.
Likhitva, lekhitva is also given, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? How did I miss it then? Oh, likhitva is also there. Huh? Fine, there is an optional. Okay, likhitva, lekhitva. Right. So we'll add that. Okay. Next, ktva pratyaya. The meanings kru plus tva, ktva, krutva, gam plus tva, gatva. You know the ma drops off in this. Okay. Pat tva, patitva, the e is added. Bhakshayitva, I is added. Likhitva or lekhitva. Okay. Now we will come to lyap pratyaya. Quickly we'll go through this. Lyap. Lyap is a very interesting pratyaya. You know, people take shelter under it. You know how? Because the ktva forms are at times a little challenging. Whether the this will happen, that will happen or not, we don't know. And the sandhis which come into play are little complicated. But liya, you know, ya is a very friendly letter for joining. Okay, so it joins with all the letters. When you make that graph of these letters here and mapping them for the conjunct letters, then ya makes conjunct with all the letters as a second letter, not as a previous letter. As a letter, the conjunct letters A and B letters, then it is a B letter. It is always B. Riya, Liya, Kya, Vya, Tya, Chya, Kya. With every time, every letter it makes. So making the words with lyap is very easy. So what people do, you know, they take this chance. They add some upasarga and they put lyap. Okay. So what happens is when the ktva is like there, it is for the plain dhatu. The plain, it doesn't have any upasarga. But when the dhatu has an upasarga, we cannot use the ktva and we start using lyap for that. And you know, la and the pa fall off, ya is the one which is remaining. Okay, so this joke you must have heard. Yasya shashti dvitiya cha, chaturthi cha, sorry. Yasya shashti chaturthi cha, vihasya cha, vihaya cha. So tasyaham dvitiya katham bhaveyam, she asked that question. So, so one fellow comes to see, you all know this, I think. Okay, so what happens is, he says like vihasya is ramasya, like. Okay, but actually it is a lyap pratyaya. That is the joke. Okay, so has dhatu and ya. Ya is from the lyap, but it is coming from V. Okay, that she should have asked him what is the base of vihasya. If vihasya is ramasya, what is the shabda behind it? Ramasya, Rama is the shabda. Vihasya, viha is the shabda. Na? Viha, is there any meaning for viha? She should have asked him, right? So that lyap is an advantageous usage by its virtue of, like we should, when visarga, upasarga is, it happens only with ktva. Ktva and lyap are the only place. Like tumun is not affected by upasarga. All other pratyayas are not affected by upasargas. This is the only pratyaya which is affected by the upasarga. If a dhatu has upasarga, it has nothing to do with meaning as well. Don't worry. It is not changing on the base of meaning. Don't worry about meaning at all. Just an upasarga element is there, then the ktva will not come. Instead, it will send a lyap. Okay, ktva will think when upasarga is there, I have no job to do here. It says tata bye bye, goes away, and lyap comes. Okay, lyap says, okay, this is my area. And so that is how. So let us read what is there in the lesson. Tum in tumun and tva and ktva remain respectively, and the remaining part elides, it goes away. Note, if the root has a prefix means upasarga he means, not just any prefix, then instead of ktva, the suffix lyap will be augmented. Only ya remains and la and pa elide. So ya is the remaining part. Let us see. If the root ends in short vowel, ya assumes the tia. Okay, this is one more interesting point. If it is a short vowel ending one, like chi, ji. Okay, hato va prapsyasi swargam, jitva va bhokshyase mahim, jitva. Ji is a short vowel. That's why it takes no jitva. Okay, that is twa. I think vijitya. Vijitya. Ah, that is the usage. Vijitya. So the tya comes. Okay, that one. Right. I'm sorry. It was a different take. This one.
Agatya is also.
Agatya. Gum. No.
Yeah.
Agatya is a different one. No, not this case. But that comes because of another thing, not because of this. Chi chitva. Ji jitva.
Agatya.
Dhru drutva. Huh? Yeah.
Agatya.
No. I don't think so. It is not because of this reason. If it ends in short vowel, please see the condition. Okay. So hrasvasya priti kriti tuf is the sutra. Okay. So priti,
Agamya. No.
it's agamya, I think, not agatya. Or agatya is an optional form. I don't think it's a regular form. Agamya is there. Okay. Upagamya bravidramam.
Yeah.
Bhagavan Rishihi. Right. Like that one. Acharyamupasangamya. Gamya, not gatya. Okay. So it's not
What's the
regular.
short vowel, Bhagini?
Short vowel one only. The chi.
Short vowel means what?
Dhru.
Hrasva.
Short vowel. Hrasva.
Okay.
Hrasva vowel.
Okay.
I.
Okay.
R. Like that. Okay. So now lya pratyaya. Like see, agamya agatya. It's an optional form. Having come. Vilikhya, having written. So you see, it's very easy to join ya after the dhatu. Okay. Sandishya. Dish is the dhatu. Sam is the upasarga. Okay, what has to happen? It has happened. Let us not bother about sam becoming san. Okay, it's not. When it is gum, it is sang. Sangamya. So when before ga, it will change to varga panchama of the ga. It's very interesting, you know, the dhatu has a center, left side karyas, right side karyas. It's all such a beautiful combination. So dish. So dish, ya. As I told you, ya is a very friendly letter as a second letter. So lyap is of a very big advantage, except that small rule that is told in the end just now. Except that there is no other, like the vowel ending dhatus, we should be taking care. Like ni is there, for example, it's dirgha. Ni do dhatu. We niya. We say niya. Okay, ni tva is the without upasarga. If the upasarga is there, we say vi niya. Okay, like that. So directly ya will come. Nothing, no looking back. Just close eyes, make the formation. So you see here, the kr is the r is the rasva. So kritya, upakritya. So having extended courtesies, upakaram kritva is the meaning. Upakaram kritva, upakritya, like that. Okay, so let me ask a question. Adritya. So I have discussed some very quickly. So let us see the if anybody can tell the upasarga, the dhatu, and what happened with the lyap. Okay, let me call names. Parul Bhagini, Parul Desai ji, please tell. Adritya, can you please comment on this?
Yes.
Which is the upasarga?
Nritya. A is the upasarga. Hrit is the root.
Dr, not drit. No, drit, no, dr.
Oh, Adritya. Okay.
So that ta is coming
from? Drit, from
The root, no? Drut?
No, dr is the root. The ta is coming from that formula. That short ending vowels, short vowel ending roots will get ta before ya. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So, adara, you know the word adara? Sadaram, adara. So, this dr is that dhatu, which is giving that word. So, adritya, adara, same. So, having done adara, after doing adara, like that, it will come. Okay? The meaning.
Ma'am, dru dhatu itself got a different meaning, isn't it, ma'am?
Dru dhatu itself?
Dhara. Dhriti, dhara.
No, that is different. Dru is different. Dru, dara. That's different.
Dhriti.
Dhriti, no. That is dha.
To uphold, to uphold.
Mahaprana, Mahaprana, dha.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Then Lata Bhagini, Vijitya.
Vichintya, is it word?
Vijitya.
Vijitya. It is G dhatu mulataha. So if we add twa, it becomes jitva. Since we are adding upasarga V to it, Vijitya, lyap pratyaya, it becomes. Vijitya means having one, I think.
Why is it not Vijit dhatu? Why is not Jit dhatu? Why is it G dhatu?
Dhatu itself is G dhatu. Kila? So, if we had added only to the dhatu straight away, we could have got the word jitva.
I'm asking you to comment on the ta element.
Vijitya.
Because pratyaya is only lyap. Ya has to be added. You say G is the dhatu. Then where is ta coming from?
Bhagini, today I have joined late. In case you had taught it in the beginning of the class, I'm sorry I missed it.
Just now we were discussing, Bhagini. Just before
Hraswa.
Hraswa. Because the G is the short E ending. That is why before adding ya, eta comes in between. That's all.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed that portion.
If the root ends in short vowel, ya is in the form of tya. That's all.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Bhagini, I have one question. There's also a pratyaya called a kyap. Will they have the same effect, kyap and lyap?
No, not at all. It's totally different. Totally different. And activities also change. Activities also change a lot. Well, so let us see who will try. Shyamala Bhagini, please try this next one. Sambhuya.
Hello. Can you listen? Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
Sambhuya. Some having united. Bhavati Bhuya.
Bhavati, yes, Bhavati form. What is the dhatu in Bhavati?
Bhu Bhava.
What happened exactly then in this word?
Because of the upasarga sam, it is Bhuya. Instead of, otherwise it would have been Bhutva.
Correct.
Now it's Bhuya.
Why did not ta come here? Why it's not Sambhutya? Like in Agatya, Vijitya. It should have come, na?
Bhavati Bhuya. Because of the lyap. Because it is not a short vowel. It is not a short vowel.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Dirgha vowel.
Okay, correct.
Thank you. Next one, should I say Aniya?
Aniya, no. We'll ask somebody. Rudresha ji, please. Aniya.
उपसर्ग नी dhatu. Ya lep pratyaya.
Correct. So, to what is ani meaning?
Aniya having bought.
Yeah,
Thought.
ani having bought. Now I'm asking about ani. What is ani?
Ani. Ni.
Ni is to take and ani is to bring. Okay,
Bring.
opposite of ni. And that is having left. So whatever dhatu and upasarga combination meaning will be there, the lyap will be added to the added meaning. The whole structure will get its meaning. Okay, so having done something or after doing something is the meaning of lyap. So that something is expressed by the dhatu. That's why we should know the meaning of the dhatu, the meaning of the upasarga, etc. Okay, like that. Well, right? Nice. Next, Sunilji. Sunilji, could you please answer? Pranamya, Pranatya. Oh, now I understand why he gave upasargas immediately and not exercise. Because he introduced Ktwa and Lyap, na? So Lyap has got the upasarga concept. That's why he gave upasarga lesson first and then exercises. They didn't give any exercises for these concepts. They introduced Tumun, Twa, Lyap, then upasargas, then they gave the exercises. That is what has happened. Already we know upasargas, that's why we are not bothering. But you know, without knowing upasarga, nobody can understand this Lyap concept at all. So first we have to introduce upasarga, then only this one. Okay. Well. Okay. So Subramanyam ji, please answer. Pranamya, Pranatya. Subramanyam Shivaswami ji.
Pranamya, Pranatya.
What happened? I mean, please tell. What is the dhatu there? What is the upasarga?
Pranamya. Hindi it is called pranam. Pranam.
Nama. Yeah, the same dhatu. Yeah.
Pranam.
What is the dhatu behind?
Nama dhatu.
Nama dhatu, nama or nama. Okay.
Nama. Nama dhatu.
What is the upasarga?
Upasarga pra upasarga, nama dhatu, pranamya, having saluted. That is
form of pranatya also, like agatya.
Pranatya, having saluted. Both are same.
Maybe it has to do something with the ma ending or something. Okay, the anunasika ending or the ma ending. That will drop off optionally. Optionally, the ma gets drop off. And when the ma drops off, it will become a hrasva ending. That's why the ta comes. Okay, maybe that is the reason.
Ma'am, is it have any distinct like pranata, pranama?
Pardon, I didn't get
say there is also a word of pranama and pranata, 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 like that.
That is kta pratyaya. Pranata is coming from kta pratyaya. Pranama is coming from the imperative. Imperative, like Lord Lakara. The Madhyam Purusha Ekavachana.
Dhanyavad.
Bhagini, is there a kind of a general rule? The makara, when it's a gum, you drop off makara, gachati, whereas a makara appears like this. So pranama, pranatya also. So
maybe, yes. Yeah. Maybe. That's what I've been thinking.
Right.
Next, Raja Ramanji, Virachya.
Virachya is having composed.
Rachya, Rach dhatu, Rachana, Rach
Yes.
dhatu.
Oh, I'm sorry.
B
Yeah.
is upasarga and Ya is that.
Liyap.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it. Nothing has happened here. Simple. Rach, ya, rachya. V is the upasarga. That's it.
Having compost. Dhanyavad.
Right. Next one. Let me tell them quickly. Or Ashok ji, you can try one. Upadishya if you want to try.
Guru Mama Upadishya. Guru Mahyam Upadishya.
No. Please only Upadishya. Please follow the class, sir. Please follow what is happening in the class. Please comment on that word.
It is a yeah. What I mean, what we expect to comment? It is a Ilya Pratyaya. So what I should say?
What is the dhatu?
It is Upadish.
Upa is the upasarga. Dish is the dhatu. Okay.
Yeah. Upadish.
Right. Nice. Well tried. Next. Nanda Naresh Bhagini. Prapya.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
Pra upasarga, ap dhatu, lep pratyaya.
Correct. Prapya.
Having reached. Okay.
Prapya, having attained also. Having attained, having accepted, having received.
Attained, ma'am.
Not reached. Prapya. Prapya also. Yeah. Apya. Yeah.
Bhagini, what is the dhatu?
Aap. No. The fifth gana. Aap.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll try to tell quickly. Lapya. Lap dhatu. Lyap pratyaya. Ya. Upasarga. V upasarga. Tat. Tan. I think. Vitatya. Tanu vistare. Yeah. So tanu, the na goes off, and vitatya. I think that is the that one. Tanu vistare. 8th gana dhatu. Next, sametya. Sam upasarga. E is the dhatu. So tya, it is like sam. Tya becomes sametya. So E is to go. Okay, to move. So sam is the upasarga. So it will definitely come together. Kind of meaning will come. Anubhuya. Anu upasarga. Bhu dhatu. Lyap pratyaya. Okay. So next, yeah, good doubt. There is one doubt.
Bhagini, is there any meaning for these pratyayas like twa, lyap?
Of course, there are meanings. Like, aren't they changing the meaning of the dhatu when they are added?
No, I understand, but they don't have a meaning by themselves, correct? They have to be added to the dhatu before.
Of course, they have to be added. They are particles, like they are just scattered particles. They have to be added first. It's a meaningful element, but it's only a part. By itself, it cannot be done. What tva? If you say tva, what? So prakriti pratyaya stage, we cannot do the prayoga, isn't it?
Yeah.
Na kevala prakriti prayoktavya, na kevala pratyaya is the rule. Yeah. So avritya is when there is double ta. Vrit, if it is from vrit, there will be double ta. If there will be single ta with ya, then it's vr dhatu. Okay. Sarvam avritya tishtati vr vrinoti. Vr vrinoti vrit vartate. So that will be the double ta.
So, Mahodaya, what is the dhatu in alapya?
Alapya, lap dhatu, lap, lapati.
Oh,
lap is to speak.
Okay.
Lap is to speak. Pralapa, vilapa, all those words come.
Oh, yeah.
Vilapya, pralapya, we can take that.
Dhanyavad.
Okay, so we will stop the lesson here. and we will try to cover the Upasargas part next week partly. In a small portion, I'll try to complete them because you already know much about Upasargas. Actually, this much to tell about Upasargas, but I don't really feel like going on telling lot of theories. Let us see if the need is there, we will tell. Otherwise, we will just go ahead with the exercise next week. Okay. So let me just repeat small revision we will do. What exactly we covered today was like the tumun and the twa. We completed the tumun and we observed the forms, the changes. And then we discussed about the meaning, how to put the meaning and all. Then we came to this twa pratyaya and we discussed this meaning also. Then we discussed lya pratyaya and a small rule like at the end of the short vowel and all. With upasargas, these will come. So this all we discussed today. So you can practice some these things. Okay.
Kshameta Mahodaya, I have a doubt.
Yeah, please.
Sametya atra dhatu kim sam iti upasargah.
Dhatuhu kaha. Iti.
Dhatuhu kaha.
Id gatau. Id is the dhatu.
Id gatau.
Eti. You know, ehi purare, ehi purare. That E is the dhatu. A is
the dirgha E.
No, harasva.
No,
Harasva E. Okay.
That's why you get tya, sametya.
Otherwise, vaitya.
Yes, correct. Okay. Yes, if it is dirgha, then it will not be tya.
Sameya.
Dhanyavada.
I don't think any other doubts are there. Let me conclude the class. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaah gobrahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashya dukha bhavet. Namo namah. Shubhamastu sarvebhyah. Ram.
Dhanyavada.
Ram Bhagini.
Dhanyavada.
धन्यवादाः भगिनी.
Can I ask a question out of syllabus?
Yes, please, you can ask.
What is Achyudaha, Anantaha, Govinda? Achyudaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, they are telling, no? What is Achyuda? Achyuda, what is that? Can you explain?
Chyuti is falling down. Chyu dhatu is there, it to fall down. So Chyuti is a fall down. Achyutaha, that person who never has a fall down is Achyuta as far as I know. Okay.
And Ananta is spread everywhere.
No, na antam asti. He doesn't have any anta. I mean, he doesn't have any ending.
Ending. Okay. And Govinda?
Chyavate. 1 minute. So na chyavate swarupataha na gacchati ya nityaha. So one who does not change from his form, na chyavate. He doesn't like fall down from his form. That is, yeah. Chyu dhatu. Yeah. Fine. Next, coming to your Govinda. Govinda is Govinda. Vinda is to do with Vind dhatu. Okay, Vindate, Vindati, Vindate. Both it's an Ubhayapadi. So who Go has many meanings. Go has meaning of Dhenu, Indriya, and lot of other things I'm not aware of right now.
Veda,
So
Veda.
Govinda. I just
Gamvida, Govinda.
I think the name was explained in the Bhagavata Purana when he was protecting the cow herd, the boys.
Ram Prithvim Dhenum va Vindati. The one meaning is Bhumi also. So he is Vindati, he is obtaining the Dhenu or the earth in the form of a cow or the earth directly, or sometimes the Indriyas also, Govidam Patihi. Like he is like described as go in the Indriya form also is a very famous meaning. So that person who has got all our senses in his hold, That kind of Govinda.
Acha, Govinda. Okay. Dhanyavad.
Mahoday, what is the, what is the photo that behind the screen? Which temple is that? The temple?
Sringeri. Chandramaulishwara Swami temple.
Oh, I see. Yes, that means it is a Swami Bharati Tirtha. Bharati Tirtha.
Yes. Sringeri. Yes. Swami Bharati Tirtha.
Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Subhrati Mahoday.
Did we discuss, sorry, since I missed the large portion of the class I'm asking, did we discuss not only one upasarga, sometimes 2-3 upasargas joined together and make our, did we discuss that today? I missed, that's why I'm asking.
No, we did not discuss. Did I tell you about upasargas? I don't remember. I'll check the notes. If we had discussed, then we won't discuss any further.
Okay.
We have covered already, then I won't.
Dhanyavad.